Yo, what is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 682 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 28 of Supremacy, the go-home edition, guys, before DEF CON. It is upon us, perhaps one of the most hyped shows in recent history because, of course, it's going to play host to possibly the biggest match, not only in CMV history for sure, but perhaps the wrestling world itself. A triple threat match for the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship and the NGCW Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Chris Proudfoot, Shay Hoxton, Jason Spade. The final battle, the end of the world. But even that, it's not all we've got in store. A stacked card from top to bottom, including the final confrontation. Years in the making. Xander Slate, Bob Luger, one more time. 3 stages of hell. And we see Bob Luger starting things off here against Bram Miller, tag team competition. Luger shacking up with Andrew Briggs, who's returning after nearly a month out of action thanks to Bram Miller. You'll recall Andrew Briggs was supposed to be Jason Spade's tag team partner back at Cause and Effect in that triple threat tornado tag team match, but in an effort to try and hinder Jason Spade, Mr. Slate and his minions, along with Shay Hoxton, took out Andrew Briggs. We know that Jason Spade, in the end, called on Supremacy to help him out, and it paid off. But Andrew Briggs is back for his own taste of revenge. Has been announced that he'll take on Bram Miller in a tables match at DEF CON. What the hell? What great teamwork between Bram Miller and Jared Leon. Wasn't expecting that. Got like an assisted power bomb, and then Jared Leon showing off his agility. I don't believe I've ever seen him move like that before. A spider pin out of said power bomb. And this, of course, is just another last-ditch effort by Mr. Slate to wear Bob Luger down before their 3 stages of hell match at DEF CON. Jared Leon and Bram Miller looking to soften up the prey, but Jared Leon's got a lot to worry about himself, you know, in deciding to remain loyal to Mr. Slate. Turned his back on his brother-in-law, and for the very first time ever, an I Quit match takes place at DEF CON. The brothers Justice implode, and you see Jared Leon here. What's going through that demented mind of his? It seems like he's got an idea, and I don't know if that's good news for Andrew Briggs. Great to see Andrew Briggs back, though. I know he was hyped to get in the ring, and he is eager to lay hands on Bram Miller at DEF CON in that tables match. You'll remember it was a powerbomb off the stage through a table that took Andrew Briggs out for the last near month. The former world champion trying to get up a knee there. Leon with a pile driver going old school. See Bob Luger extending the hand. Gonna make a hot tag. Here comes the work ethic Titan, baby. Far from the first time he's tangoed with Jared Leon. Bloody Justice will also be in action later on tonight. We got a hell of a main event. Shay Hoxton, you know, his mind is solely focused on DEF CON and that match. Rightfully so, but he has to defend his international championship tonight in our main event against Supremacy. Will the gambling man be able to focus? Oh, but look at Bob Luger. A nice recliner, cross-face chicken wing on Leon, who's trying to grab for that bottom rope. Couldn't quite get there. Able to break out on his own, though. Walks right into what looks like a Coney Island cyclone. Rushes to the pin, hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, not even a 2 count. Luger looking over at Andrew Briggs, wondering what he's got to do to put down the monster that is Jared Leon. Many men have asked themselves that same question. Elbows to the midsection. Jared Leon gets himself free. Attempts an Irish whip, but Luger counters it off the ropes. Miscommunication. Luger. Going for a Dominator? No, a shoulder breaker. Could be setting Jared Leon up, guys, for that cross armbar of his, but for now, going to make the tag to Andrew Briggs. What a power team. Luger and Briggs side by side, two former world champions. Who both are trying to, in a way, destroy their pasts at DEF CON and move into the future. Briggs with Bram Miller and Luger with Xander Slate. Hasn't yet been revealed what the 3 stages will be between Slate and Luger at DEF CON. But of course we all know the rules, I'm sure, of a 3 stages of hell match. It's basically akin to a 2 out of 3 falls, but every match type is different. Whoever has the most falls will be victorious. Only the 4th ever 3 stages of hell match in CMV history. Look at this, Jared Leon trying to choke the life out of Andrew Briggs. Or hitting him with that nasty headbutt tag to Bram Miller, the right hand of Xander Slate. Once again, trying to clean up a problem Slate has. Slate might have to do his own dirty work, though. Of course, that's why he stepped down as general manager, giving up his seat of power just so he can finish off Luger himself. And here comes vintage Andrew Briggs, Shining Wizard into the short arm clothesline. 1, 2, but it's not going to be enough. Briggs not letting that deter him. Right back on the attack. Elbow drop to the lower back. Flicks the sweat from his hair down into Bram's face. Big jumping elbow drop. Briggs is feeling it right now. He's been waiting a long month to take it to Bram Miller. Irish whip into the corner, possibly thinking of a tag to Bob Luger, but Miller's not going to allow it. Boot to the side of the head, high knees in the middle of the back. Bram wants to make a tag to Jared Leon. Jared Leon seems more focused on showing off those biceps of his. Into a front headlock, chops away the hand as Bram. Ooh, double open palm right to the solar plexus. That's going to take the air right out of Andrew Briggs. Bram going to use the opening. Wait a minute, belly-to-belly suplex out of the ring. Here, 10-foot drop. And Briggs landing with a splat at ringside. Bram going to throw him back into the ring lifeless. Looks like he's still not done, though. Bram Miller just squeezing at the throat of Andrew Briggs. But using that veteran instinct, Andrew's able to escape before he's choked unconscious. Goes for the pin now, just Bram Miller hoping the damage is done, but not so lucky. Luger there, ready in a heartbeat to come to Andrew's rescue, but not necessary. This time counters a powerbomb with a couple of punches to the top of the head. Andrew Briggs crossbody lefts and rights raining down. Bram Miller caught up in the storm now. And look at Andrew back into the corner saying, "That's all you got?" Former world champion. You can see the cogs turning over the knee and straight down the gullet of Bram Miller. Turned inside out. Shoots the half, hooks the leg. One too many knees for Bram Miller, I think, but what may have been a 3 count quelled by Jared Leon with the breakup tag to Bob Luger. Let's see if Luger's got what it takes to finish off Xander Slate's right-hand man. Big boot to the chest. Thinking about tacking Andrew Briggs back in, but I think Andrew needs a little bit longer to rest up. Might be on Luger to finish this match. Big punch to the jaw. Go behind Bram Miller. Going on a trip to Suplex City. There's two. And the third one. German suplex is being handed out. Bram Miller trying to crawl to his corner, tagging Jared Leon. He knows he's in trouble, but Bob Luger doing a good job of stopping him. Snapmare kick to the middle of the back. Vintage Luger trying to go for that wheel kick of his, but Bram Miller saw it coming. These two know each other simply too well. Caught him into a single knee backbreaker. Now Bram Miller. Whoa. Luger got it before Bram Miller did. I don't even know. Off of the rolling cutter. Luger just does not give a damn. And now another German suplex. And it seems like Luger wants Jared Leon to be tagged in, allowing it to happen. I think Bram Miller is done. Sidesteps Leon. Bob Luger saying he's about to hit it out of left field. Home run incoming. Of course, now Jared Leon has to take his trip. Some more German suplexes from the work ethic titan. No Bram Miller to help out Jared Leon. And Bob Luger taunting the monster, saying, come on, get back up, I ain't done with you. Perhaps Luger should be more focused on ending this match. Nice bicycle clothesline. And there's those 8-10-inch pythons, brother. Bob Luger showing off the goods and now stalking Jared Leon. I think we know what comes next. Bob Luger. Oh, shades of his dad. The second generation superstar with a shout out to Bob. Out of the torture rack into a neck breaker. Luger grabs the leg. 1, 2. But somehow Leon able to get his shoulder up off the mat. Bob Luger is just speechless, but not for long. Firing off of the Luger landing. 1, 2, 3. And this one is over before Bram Miller can make the save. Luger and Briggs dispatching of Leon and Miller here in impressive fashion. Both men looking like they are ready for DEF CON. Mr. Slate tried just one last time to get rid of his enemies before he had to roll up his sleeves and get his hands dirty, finish the job himself. But yet again, thwarted by Bob Luger. Bob Luger, Mr. Slate, 3 stages of hell at DEF CON, while Andrew Briggs looks to give Bram Miller a taste of his own medicine in that tables match. And of course, we know, my friends, that at DEF CON taking place will be another first, the DEF CON match, which is basically a free-for-all. 8 superstars going to be in the ring at the same time. Falls count anywhere, no disqualifications, no countouts, with, I believe, a 20 or 25-minute time limit, and whichever superstar has the most pinfalls, either by pin or submission, by the end of that time limit, will be declared the CMV Anarchy champion. So certainly Brian Jacobson has got his work cut out for him, having to defend against not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 challengers. And tonight, those 8 superstars are going to break off into 2 pairs, 4 and 4, for 2 separate Fatal 4-ways, as these superstars who are participating in the DEF CON match look for a little bit of momentum. And our first Fatal 4-way coming up next, as Misawa Kage, Joey Diaz, Austin Collins, and Jay Young going to square off. Can't think of a much tougher position for a champion to be in. Brian Jacobson has got the odds severely stacked against him, but I'm still not about to count out the Paragon of Virtue. Of course, he'll be a part of that second Fatal 4-way a little bit later on, along with Gary Reed, Subject Zero, and Adam Valentine. But I'll tell you what, Jay Young, man, I don't know if his loss in the King of the Ring tournament last month, that cause and effect, woke him up, but he has been on a hot streak these last few weeks with 2 victories over Brian Jacobson, 1 in singles competition and more recently in tag team action. By the way, Joey Diaz getting this match started hot and heavy with a DDT off the apron to Misawa Kage. And of course, this Fatal 4-way, classic first fall to a finish in the ring, but that's not what the rules will be like in the DEF CON match. Pinfall submissions count anywhere. It's whoever has the most at the end of 20 minutes that will leave as the Anarchy champion. Oh, his vertical suplex turned into a sit-out powerbomb by Austin Collins, who still undefeated since arriving in CMV about 2 months ago. Irish Whip takes out referee Johnson. His first bump of the night, probably not the last. Joey Diaz, the former tag team champion, of course a soldier, and God's Army. We could see God's Chosen walk away from DEF CON once again plastered in gold. Nice counter by Diaz into a dragon suplex, as Misawa Kage, who had an incredibly impressive performance in the King of the Ring tournament at Cause and Effect, of course, making it to the finals before being defeated by Brett Curtis. And then the 2 of them put on an instant classic in their rematch a couple of weeks ago. Kage again getting the short end of the stick, but honestly, I've been loving what Kage brings to the table. Kind of the wild card of the 8 men in the DEF CON match. And it is a pretty wild match, so it could play right into his hands. Irish Whip, Austin Collins sent into the corner. Elbow to the side of the head. Pele kick, down goes Diaz. Misawa Kage just going to bide his time, waiting in the wings while Jay Young collects himself at ringside. Might be a good strategy to employ in the DEF CON match. There's going to be so many bodies going at it, in the ring, at the ringside area, all over the place. It might be a wise strategy to kind of hang back, let everybody else beat the hell out of you, and then when you see an opening, capitalize on it. Jay Young right here with a system shock to Misawa Kage. Joey Diaz strutting his stuff. Seems like a bit of an ego. Isn't that a sin? Knee up under the chin. Down goes Jay Young. Misawa Kage and Joey Diaz kind of fighting for the right to take a piece out of the TV dream right now. What a slap, man. That echoed throughout the arena, that last shot. Lifting reverse DDT. This is just a taste of what's to come at DEF CON. Fatal 4-ways themselves are always a million miles a minute. You find it hard to keep up with what's going on. Imagine this times 2. I really believe it's going to be whichever superstar is able to keep calm, collected, not rush into things, not get overwhelmed by the match itself. That'll be able to emerge the victor. And with the Anarchy Championship, Joey Diaz taking out Austin Collins and Masao Kage with that frog splash. There's another Pele kick. In comes Jay Young, though. Austin Collins sees him coming. Gonna go for a schoolboy, try to steal it. No, rolls through, super kick to what looked like the throat of the TV Dream. Now we get another vertical suplex, sit-out power bomb, shades of the one and only Sushi X. Side headlock and a punch right to the face. Bully tactics by Masao Kage. Ooh, standing C-Fire, no, turned into a, stunner. And Joey Diaz just chips right back up. Nobody is interested in selling here tonight, it seems. That's because they're feeling the energy, DEF CON right around the corner. It's do or die time. Time to put on your Sunday best. Half and half suplex by Austin Collins, going to dispatch of Jay Young. This is not Falls Count Anywhere, as it will be at DEF CON. This is a straight up fatal four-way, so pins and submissions only allowed to take place in the ring. Austin Collins knows that, as does Masao Kage. Again, both men fighting to get a hold of Jay Young here. We've seen this before from Masao Kage, bending the spine and the arms over the upper back, and an unceremonious landing for Jay Young on the ropes there. Man, those freaking chops. That Japanese strong style evident right there, but Diaz caught from behind, waistlock lariat. Diaz going to escape with the quickness. We'll of course see his Messiah, Crush Proudfoot, in action a little bit later on, teaming with Reese Matthews against Brett Curtis and Jason Spade. Don't know where Braxton Sutter is. We haven't seen Braxton Sutter in a few weeks. Oh, what a kick! And Kage just gets right back up. Man, what's in the coffee backstage? Got some Boone juice back there or something. Jay Young looking for the kill, but Diaz cuts him off. Knee to the face, gonna bust open Kage, and there's a Pele kick. Good night, Kage. Now Diaz busted open off a back elbow. Oh my, he's bleeding. Oh, right into a side kick by Austin Collins. 1, 2, and Jay Young almost didn't realize what was going on. Guys, did you see the blood that is coming out of Diaz's ear? We can't really tell from this angle. Wait till he turns around, though. He is gushing blood out of his ear. Now he's just sleeping on his feet. Understandably so, after that kick by Collins. Collins going for a GTS? He is! Perhaps it is 9-9 time for the TV Dream. There you go. I think you got a glimpse of the blood. Oh, it's not his ear. It's above his ear. That looks nasty. Goes for a super kick. Joey Diaz saying, I've had enough of your kicks to last a lifetime, though. Get away from me. Jay Young, single underhook DDT to Kage, who's taking a lot of heavy blows to the head tonight. Collins going to try to steal the pin. Jay Young's got to be getting miffed at this point. Kick to the hand. Responds with a kick to the gut. And there's a pump handle Samoan drop. Right as Young goes into the pin, though, Kage pops back to life, breaking up the pin. Looking for something himself, but Diaz says, hey, I got one for you, too. 2-for-1 special. 1, 2, 3, and Jay Young continues this incredible push of momentum with yet another victory, man. And if Jay Young's not a top favorite to leave DEF CON as the New Anarchy champion, I would be surprised. Undefeated since his loss in the King of the Ring tournament. I don't know if I've ever seen the TV Dream this motivated before. Could it finally be his time? And look at this, guys. We've got a brand new Papa entering the chat. Let's all give Rifted a prayer emoji. I don't know. What's a good emoji? Let me look. Let's give him this one. But Jay Young, what a win for the TV Dream. One step away from finally earning his first singles championship. And I don't know, I'm supposed to be a bias over here, but might be my pick, I can't lie. Coming up next, guys, I've actually been looking forward to this one. Dada 1-on-1 with Killian Red. I don't know, I just feel like this is going to be just a brawl fight between these two, and I'm looking forward to it. Of course, Killian Red set to get his rematch for the European Championship at DEF CON, and a rubber match it is as well between George King there, one win apiece, with Killian Red defeating George King in the King of the Ring tournament at Cause and Effect, but King getting that win back a couple of weeks ago. The Louisianimal and George King going to clash in a chairs match where chairs are the only thing legal to use as a weapon. Feel like it's probably going to get pretty bloody. We'll see George King in action as well a little bit later on, going toe-to-toe with an old foe, Quantum. We got a lot of potential show stealers here tonight. Here we go, the Man-Eater. And the man who bleeds red, white, and blue is classic Killian Red, coming out of the gate with something you don't expect, a rolling sunset flip powerbomb. Because what else? And his second move, a powerbomb of the gut wrench variation. Dada's got to take a second. Much like us, didn't expect the match to kick off like that. Collects herself, but walks right back into the hands of Killian Red, who throws her down across the middle rope and using all of his weight to slide across the back. Hang on a second. Something has caught the attention of Killian Red. The music of George King is playing, but George King nowhere to be seen, and Dada has gotten to her feet, guys. King caused the distraction, and Dada now going to capitalize because, well, why wouldn't she? You can't blame her. The Man-Eater with a powerbomb of her own. 1, 2. Oh, but Killian Red at 2.99999, able to power out. The distraction by George King damn near costing him, and now Killian Red has got to find a way to refocus. Dada has taken the lead by a mile. Look at how tenacious she has gotten. Things started off great for Killian, but look at Dada, and she's got no qualms taking advantage. Over here goes Killian, forearm smash from the apron. Gonna rock Dada, headbutt. Backs her towards the center of the ring. Clothesline out of the ring. And if this was a Royal Rumble, Killian Red would be hitting the showers, but 'tis not. Although the Royal Rumble not that far off. My favorite time of the year. Clothesline by Dada. Gonna slide back into the ring, possibly. Nope, just gonna break the count, even though it was only at 3. had plenty of time. Wants to extend it just a bit more. Headbutt by Dada, the former internet champion, winner of the 4th annual Slick B Memorial Battle Royal. And of course made history when she debuted. The first ever female competitor to combat the males, and there you go. Killian Red gonna crack her spine over the apron. Punch to the gut. And I knew that there was gonna be no punches held between these two. They were just gonna start throwing those ham bones. That's exactly what we're getting. Count of 6. Dada breaks the count again. She's very worried about that count. Back into the ring. Killian Red gonna take a second himself. I'm sure fuming that George King dared to interfere here, but he'll get his at DEF CON. We've seen what Killian Red can do in no disqualification type situations before. Just look back to earlier this season in the Bloody Justice Invitational he had with Bloody Justice. I believe that was at Shake Up. One of the best, maybe the best hardcore match in CMV history. Those chairs just going to be calling Killian's name. Count of 7 now. And Killian Red just taking his time, throwing Dara all about the ringside area. Very lackadaisical approach here. Dada's going to come back with an open palm down across the chest. Catches a kick. And what else but a power bomb to reverse. 10 now. 10 more seconds to get back into the ring before the ref is forced to call this one. Into the steel steps again. Beats his chest like the gorilla that he is. Louisianimal deadlifting Dara from off the ground into a sit-out gut-wrench powerbomb. Say that 3 times fast. And as Dada is face down, Killian gonna use her to get some push-ups in. 17 count. Killian just stomping Dada into the ground. 18. And Killian breaks the count. I honestly wouldn't have blamed him for taking the count-out win after Dara, didn't hesitate to capitalize on George King's distraction earlier in the match. I wouldn't have felt bad. Oh! And it always surprises me, man, when Killian Red busts out that agility of his. You take one look at him, you don't expect him to be hitting a rolling sunset flip powerbomb or a freaking super kick like that, but not just brawn. There's some brains, too, and some athleticism. That's what makes Killian Red the beast that he is. Now it's Dada's turn to do some throwing around, some manhandling, if you will. Count of 10 once again. Killian Red off a clothesline. Dada sent careening past the steel steps into the corner, and more of this match has been spent at ringside than actually in the ring at this point. Stomp down onto the wrist. I mean, look, you don't get to look like Killian Red without getting your workouts in, okay? Whenever you can. Some more push-ups by the big man and some more stomps. Exactly what we saw before. Will he actually take the count-out win this time? Dada's getting back up. Nope, breaks the count. Not interested in those sort of tactics. Referee Johnson restarting his count, and finally, Dada sent back into the ring. Killian Red gonna wipe some sweat from his face before joining her. Misses a punch, and that might be... Oh, no. Oh! Donna just freaking face planting Killian Red down on the bottom rope. Double forearm smash, and again, Killian Red won't stay down. Walks right into a Oklahoma stampede, but sits right back up. Donna with her jaw drop, but makes a quick decision to go for the Irish whip. Rebounds into a headbutt. 1, 2. Overhand punch by Dada. And we've seen this before. What incredible strength, man. Impressive when she does that to someone smaller, but Killian Red, 300 pounds, you know, pure muscle. 1, 2, 3, and Dada putting down the Louisianimal. What a win for the Maneater. Gotta give the assist, of course, to George King, because when this match started, it was looking like Killian Red was going to make quick work of Dada. But after George King's music hit, she was able to put Killian down with the gut-wrench powerbomb. And then this match just divulged into a brawl at ringside for about 80% of it. Got back into the ring, Dada hitting that stalling vertical suplex, and it's all she wrote. George King with some last-second mind games. And at DEF CON, guys, we will see a family feud as the Brothers Justice implode. Bloody Justice, Jared Leon, going to compete in the very first ever I Quit match, as requested by Bloody Justice after his brother-in-law stabbed him in the back, remaining loyal to Mr. Slate, plunging the Justice family into turmoil. Bloody Justice looks to strike out on his own and put Jared Leon out of his misery. But tonight gets a bit of a tune-up as he stands across the ring from Ashley Amell, who we've not seen in a few weeks. Ashley Amell taking some time off, hopefully spent it training, because in his last few outings, Amell has not done so great, let's just say. Been a tough season. I mean, you got to empathize with Ashley Amell a little bit. And just as he and his tag team partner, Jacqueline Hendricks, were getting off the ground, you know, starting to garner some support from the fans and build a head full of steam, Hendricks got injured and, well, put out permanently. And now Ashley Amell finds himself all alone as a singles competitor. And he's been trying his best. He's been putting on, you know, great matches, but just not able to really get going, and I don't know if that's going to change tonight, man. Bloody Justice just dropping him on that bull cut. Whew. That didn't tickle. Nice enziguri to respond, though. Doesn't even topple Bloody Justice. The 3-time tag team champion gets clipped with a Shining Wizard. Fisherman suplex with some pizzazz on it. This could be a turning point for Ashley Amell. He can take out someone of the stature of Bloody Justice. Got to start somewhere. all over Justice right now like a monkey on a cupcake, man, and not taking a breath either. Just bam, 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 move after move after move. We know Justice likes to adopt a more slow and methodical pace. I don't know if that's really going to work against someone as high octane as Ashley Amell, though. Rolls to the apron. Justice hearing those voices. They're telling him what to do. From the apron, Amell. Okay. Hey, we all make mistakes, right? Justice, though, rolling through. Oh! And a shotgun Samoan drop from BJ. Nearly putting Amell through the dang canvas. And we've seen this before. Tombstone pile driver. Talk about oomph. One. Only a 1 count, though. CMV becoming an indie promotion with these cells tonight. Fireman's carry. Bloody Justice takes his time walking him out of the corner. Snake eyes, making him go limp in a cannonball, just tossing all of his weight right into the face and chest of Amell. As he gets back into the ring, clipped at the base of his skull with a closed fist. Another enziguri gets rejected. Double palm strike, but Amell is quicker. Pump handle. Oh, okay. Pump handle. What the? Is he going for a pin? I'm not too sure what he was doing there. I thought he was going to go for a pin. Oh, wait a minute. What's Justice got? He's shoving that glove of his. He put something on his glove, though. I didn't see what it was. I don't think the rest saw either. And now just trying to choke out Amell. Able to defend himself. Ooh, but he's got the taste of whatever Justice doused his glove in. Death Valley driver. I would be scared right now. I'd be running back to the doctor's office. Irish whip into the corner. Amell approaches slowly. What's he doing here? Takes a step back. Running start. Woohoo! A flying Justice. Smacking his back off the center of the ring and only gets a 1 count. Amell, hands on his hips, huffing and puffing. Justice ready for Amell. Loading with a wicked combination. If you blinked, you missed it. Able to dodge that overhand punch. Another fisherman suplex from the Aussie. Trying to bring that thunder from down under. Rolling the dice. Will they come up with something good for Ashley Amell? Will the trajectory of his career change for the better here tonight on Supremacy? Rolling through with that neck breaker. Big kick to the back. Stomp. The back of the head. Elbow drop to the middle of the back. Just getting these little shots in, these nips here and there that are going to slowly over time wear Justice down. Standing moonsault. Justice has had enough, though. Forearm smash. And again, Amell trying to look for refuge in the corner, but Justice from the opposite side of the ring. Another forearm smash and then a bulldog. 1, 2. Nearly had it, but not quite. Ashley Amell knows he's got to turn things around quickly. Justice starts going like this. You know what he's looking for. Snapmare. Soccer ball kick. Those wild eyes peering into the soul of Ashley Amell. Oh, Uranagi. He missed the sickle, but certainly made up for it. Look at him just stare at Amell. That blank expression. Horrifying. Scratching at the face of Ashley, pitting him to the canvas and a stomp right down onto the neck. trying, I'm sure, to break it. Think Bloody Justice gives a damn? Think again. Ashley Amell doing what he does best, what he knows how to do best, rush forward. Use that speed of his surfboard stretch variation by Bloody Justice. And well, we know the objective of an I Quit match is to force your opponent to say the words, I quit, by inflicting as much pain and suffering as possible. Justice trying to do to Ashley Amell there what he's going to have to do to Jared Leon at DEF CON. Knee to the gut. Big ol' Irish whip. Quite a tumble. Ducked by Amell, able to get off some precise kicks to the back of the knee. Surely wants to wear Justice down, get him off his feet. Vertical suplex. Not going to be a soft landing on those pads. Now acquainted with the steel ring post. Ashley Amell. Some brutality in him. Peeking out here. Branding Justice. Back first into the wall. And now, only that he's content with the... Wait a minute! Justice! Justice, how the hell did he do that? The lights went off, and then he just appeared behind Amell. The sickle connecting this time. How the hell did he do that? 1, 2. Amell kicks out. Wait a minute, the last time we saw him do that was at Ascendance against Levi Barda. Oh, and Amell may have bought himself some time, but in the end, doesn't seem to matter. The spider walk by Bloody Justice. And there's the kiss goodnight, Sisters Joy. See ya, bye, Ashley Amell. 1, 2, 3, and Bloody Justice with an emphatic victory over Ashley Amell here. Justice knew he was in trouble, somehow manipulating the lights to gain himself the advantage, and it pays off. Those might be the exact tactics he has to bring to the table against Jared Leon at DEF CON in their I Quit match, though. I just can't imagine Jared Leon uttering the words, I quit. He hardly speaks as is. There's the Scottish sickle. Somehow Ashley Amell kicked out of that, but didn't really do him much good. Just a few seconds later, falling victim to Sisters Joy. Horrifying sight. Every time it gives me chills. Hope you're all ready to have nightmares tonight. Sorry about that. Grab some water real quick. I think I found a trick. The reason I went back to the menu is I think I found a trick that if halfway through a show, if I back out to the menu and then resume, it won't crash. And if I do the same before the main event, we can at least get entrances in the main event. From my meticulous investigating into this game, I think I found a way to not have to deal with any more crashes. We'll see, knock on wood, you know. But I think I found a way to deal with this crashing issue. But indeed, up next, tag team action and the opportunity for DEF CON opponents to get their hands on each other as the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion Chris Proudfoot and Reese Matthews take on the King of the Ring, Bret Curtis, and the self-proclaimed true NGCW champion, Jason Spade. There will be no more doubt about it, though, come the main event of DEF CON when Proudfoot, Spade, and of course Shay Hoxton compete to crown an undisputed CMV World Heavyweight Champion and an undisputed NGCW Heavyweight Champion. But as Shay Hoxton prepares to defend his international championship later on in the main event against Supremacy, Proudfoot and Spade enter the ring at opposite sides. And Reese Matthews, Bret Curtis start things off. They, of course, scheduled to go one-on-one at DEF CON as Reese Matthews has made a target out of Bret Curtis these last few weeks. We know that upon his return a couple of months ago, Reese Matthews made it very clear that he no longer wants to be referred to as a former undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, but a future undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Saying nothing will get in his way, and I guess with Bret Curtis becoming King of the Ring, making him the next #1 contender after DEF CON, Reese Matthews sees him as being in his way, wants to take out his biggest obstacle, as he's been trying to do just that these last couple of weeks, but Bret Curtis able to hold him at bay. All coming to a head at DEF CON. Bret Curtis able to slip behind Reese Matthews there. Woohoo! And rolling up into a head scissors before Reese Matthews can get up. Bret Curtis putting him back down for a pin attempt. Not even a 1 count, though. The first time Chris Proudfoot, Jason Spade have been in a ring together quite a while. Of course, we all know their history dating back to last season and their best of 7 series, but select few know it goes back a lot longer than that. And all those years of back and forth finally reaches its culmination. The main event of DEF CON, the biggest match in CMV history. Jason Spade gets a shot off for Reese Matthews there. Tagged to Bret Curtis. Didn't stick around for too long, and I mean, if I'm Jason Spade, I don't want to risk any sort of injury this close to everything he's been working for, Chance to become CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Chance to prove that he is the true last NGCW champion. Reese Matthews contorting, making the tag to Chris Proudfoot before bailing. And I'm sure Reese Matthews, man, I love the offense of Bret Curtis. It just never ceases to amaze me. Tag to Jason Spade, and here we go. Bret Curtis, he knows Spade is pining to get some licks on Chris Proudfoot before DEF CON. Forearm smash, though, gonna blind Spade momentarily. About to say, I'm sure Reese Matthews would. Oh, that's a cheeky reversal. Spade came running at him. Look how Proudfoot makes the tag to Reese Matthews. Doesn't want to be in the ring with Jason Spade. Reese Matthews is like, nope. You deal with that. That's your problem. That's exactly what I keep trying to say. That Reese Matthews would much prefer to be on the opposite side of the ring from Chris Proudfoot, probably with that Undisputed Championship on the line, but the fact that he's even mentioned in the title picture means that Reese Matthews is on the right track. And especially, oh, Jason Spade getting his revenge. How do you like it, Chris Proudfoot? I think especially if Reese Matthews can beat the King of the Ring, can beat Brett Curtis at DEF CON, that'll put him up towards the top. Getting that shot he also desires, but before we can get to any of that, we need to know who will emerge from DEF CON as the undisputed champion. And Proudfoot just tossing Jason Spade aside as he makes his way back into the ring. Contemplated for a moment, maybe taking the low road and grabbing a count-out victory, but doesn't want to give Spade the satisfaction of saying he ran away. You know that Shea Hoxton's got to be in the back watching this one right now as he prepares for his main event international championship defense. I just don't know how Hoxton's going to be able to focus on Supremacy and defending his championship just days away from DEF CON. Hot tag to Brett Curtis. Proudfoot lollygagging, making his way back into the ring. Just a couple of weeks ago, guys, that these two faced off, and Brett Curtis defeated Chris Proudfoot. Clean, one-on-one. Biggest win of Brett Curtis' career. Know that Curtis will either be challenging Chris Proudfoot, Shea Hoxton, or Jason Spade for the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship at Validation. Clothesline chops down Proudfoot, and Curtis standing over. God's chosen, not all that impressed, it would seem. Now that Brett Curtis knows he can beat Chris Proudfoot, gonna see that cockiness. Oh, nice catch by Brett into a power slam. Almost dropped him right on the steel steps. Probably could have if you wanted to. Count of 7. We've seen this before from the King of the Ring. Oh, rolling cutter off the shoulders. Jason Spade keeping a watchful eye. Chris Proudfoot launching Brett Curtis down across the ringside area. Now it's Reese Matthews who observes closely without getting involved. You can almost tell how Brett Curtis moves, how he carries himself. Just doesn't see Brett Curtis as a viable threat. But he should. Should have gotten that wake-up call a couple weeks ago when Brett Curtis put him face down in the mat. Proudfoot with a German suplex. I'm sure if you were to ask him, though, he would call it a fluke. Tag to Reese Matthews. Total package. The clothesline of his own, but Brett Curtis never really counted out. Even dangerous from his back. What the hell? Something wrong with Reese Matthews in this match. Borrowing some teleportation powers from Bloody Justice, perhaps. Here comes Spade. A million miles a minute. The victory roll of his own, popping up into a double boot stomp, though. Just for that cherry on top of a Lansenberg lobotomy out of nowhere. Jason Spade hits it when he feels like it. You never know when it's coming. 1, 2. Oh, close 3, but not quite going to be enough. Reese Matthews, undefeated since making his return, has the chance to take out 2 of the top contenders to Proudfoot's title in one night here. Just bettering his argument for a future opportunity. Kick to the side of the head. Down goes Reese. Oof. Looked like that clipped him right in the eye. Another double boot stop from Spade. Scoop slam. Reese Matthews able to drop down behind, though. Oh, and there's that back elbow. Reese has been pulling out as of late. 1, 2. Chris Proudfoot not looking too hot on the apron there. Hanging on for dear life. Brett Curtis still down at ringside. Jason Spade on his own. He's used to that though, isn't he? Prefers it that way. Tag to Chris Proudfoot. And now Proudfoot gonna capitalize. Spade hurt off the damage inflicted by Reese Matthews. But Proudfoot gonna be the one to reap the reward. That helicopter heel kick. Knee smash into the canvas. Proudfoot would love nothing more than to eliminate Spade from the equation. Take him out here tonight and then only have to deal with Shea Hoxton at DEF CON. Elbow drop to the lower back. If I was in Proudfoot's shoes, that's what I would do. I don't know if he's going to get a chance, though. Spade trying very hard to keep him at bay here. Counter for counter. Reversal fest. $19.99 up in here. Where's Maury when you need him? Oh, and there's that knee drop. Proudfoot finally getting off his shot. Irish whip by the undisputed world heavyweight champion. Throws out a kick to the chest, but Spade saw it coming. And Reese Matthews going to tag himself in, not confident in the abilities of Chris Proudfoot to pull himself out. And there's a cutter from out of nowhere, nearly getting the trace on Spade, who's now looking at Reese like, you what? Reese Matthews, I honestly don't know who's got the bigger ego between Chris Proudfoot and Reese Matthews. Surprised they're even able to coexist for longer than a second. Clothesline, snap, power slam. Spade just doesn't know any better. Won't stay down for his own good. Catches Reese in a small package here, though, could surprise him. Proudfoot, he wants so badly to kick Spade's head off. Doesn't want to risk the disqualification, though. On the prowl BFT by Spade. Reese rolling out of harm's way. Another European uppercut. Now it's Jason Spade who's able to keep himself at a safe distance. Another power slam by Matthews. 1, 2. Brett Curtis vigilant. Spade grabs the arm. Reese Matthews coming up with that forearm smash, though. And into the corner for his troubles. Boot to the lip. Back suplex. Doesn't seem to do very much to keep Spade down. How about a dragon suplex? That seems to work. At least momentarily. Nice Chris Proudfoot and Reese Matthews coordinating on the head of Jason Spade. Another close 2 count, man. Kick to the knee. Doesn't connect. Goes for another jumping cutter. But Spade able to see it coming this time. Face first off the top turnbuckle. Gets the tag to Brett Curtis, who's been chilling on the apron for a while now. Energized. Nice teamwork. Double backstabber. 1, 2, 3, and that almost was a 3. I actually don't know if Chris Proudfoot broke the pin up or if Reese Matthews kicked out. Either way, this match going to continue. 2.999 nonetheless. What's Brett Curtis looking for now? Irish whip goes through the legs, missing that knee. Hurricane Rana. Reese Matthews turned inside out. The specialist not done. Might not have a choice. Reese Matthews, swing neck breaker. Splat off the canvas, man. Like a bug hitting a windshield. Perplexed is Reese Matthews. Brett Curtis going to try to take advantage. Heavy Irish whip. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Down to ringside goes Brett Curtis. again. Matthews soaking up the hatred these fans are sending his way. He loves it. Lives for that. He doesn't want the adulation of this crowd. To Reese Matthews, that lets him know he's doing the right thing. Super kick. Knee to the gut in response. Total package. Has a hold of Curtis's arm here, but not able to secure the elbow. And Curtis, hang on a second. Seen this a couple times before. That deep butterfly suplex. 1, 2. And Reese Matthews just will not stay down. The reaction of Brett Curtis says it all. That look on his face. What the hell, man? Not out of ideas just yet. Brett Curtis attempting to keep a lid on Reese Matthews. Total package doing everything he can, though, to dig himself out of this hole. Another super kick. Bit off. That's going to allow Reese Matthews to capitalize, but a back body drop down to the outside. Brett Curtis with the warning. Ooh, keep coming after me. Reese Matthews going to end up dead. Tasting the cold steel of those steps. Referee Johnson already up to 3. And look at how Chris Proudfoot and Jason Spade staring across the ring at each other. You know how badly they just want to rip each other apart. But momentum heading into DEF CON, all important. Just a few days away. Drop kick by Reese Matthews, 7 now. Reese Matthews sending Brett Curtis face first into the knees of Chris Proudfoot. Some inadvertent teamwork between the undisputed world heavyweight champion and Reese Matthews, who exits the ring, breaking the count in the process at 10. Back to the count of 1. Lazy right thrown out by Brett Curtis. You can tell this match is starting to get to him. Not only physically, but mentally as well. Brett Curtis in the ring right now with a current world champion and 2 former world champions. Got to be asking himself, you know, that question at the back of his mind, do I deserve to be among these? They're the best of the best, the upper echelon here on Supremacy. That's a question a lot of people in the CMV universe are asking. That's a question Brett Curtis is desperate to give an answer to, and that answer being, hell yeah, here we go, Brett Curtis, bam, baby, out of the tombstone, into the lung blower, 1, 2, 3, Jason Spade keeping away Chris Proudfoot as Curtis with yet another big dub. Where are those doubters, man? Go home. Brett Curtis is here to tell you he won the King of the Ring tournament because he deserves to be included in the talks of who is the best on Supremacy. But the question still remains, who will he be challenging? Who will be defending the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship against him? Will it be that man, Jason Spade? Or will it be Chris Proudfoot? Or will it be Shay Hoxton? Great teamwork between these two, and a celebratory high five. To our tertiary main event we now go, my fine feathered friends. Earlier tonight we saw 4 of the competitors involved in the DEF CON match at DEF CON. Go at it, with Jay Young coming up with the dub. So now it's time for the other 4 to see who will grab some last-minute momentum. The defending champion himself, Brian Jacobson, Adam Valentine, Subject Zero, and Gary Reed. Sorry, just one sec, guys. Alright, back into a tertiary main event time. Instead of coming, we've got that main event, Shea Hoxton defending his CMV International Championship against Supremacy, and also George King one-on-one with Quantum, an old rivalry revisited there. But first, Brian Jacobson, who really has got the tallest task imaginable as a defending champion, putting his title on the line against not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 challengers in a match where he's got less than what are his odds actually? It's got to be like less than 5% chance for him to leave still champion. Paragon of Virtue also not be able to bring his newfound bodyguard, the Big Show, into battle with him. Adam Valentine taking Jacobson down with a nice old school pile drivers. Gary Reed and Subject Zero take their fight to ringside. Adam Valentine recently returning here to CMV. Not even a month ago, but he's already shown his tenacity and newfound aggression by the GOAT of CMV. That's exactly what he's going to have to bring to the table to win a match like what he'll be a part of at DEF CON. Anarchy title he's vied for in the past. Never able to get the job done, though. Anybody's ball game in the DEF CON match. Really a tough one to call. I know I gave my vote to Jay Young earlier, and I still think I'm in his corner, but really no way to properly call who's going to come up with the Anarchy Championship when all is said and done. Just look at the anomaly, someone like Subject Zero in the mix. This absolute hulking crusader to the right hand of Tailcoat Val, who's laying the beat down on Gary Reed, former tag team champion who's been desperately trying to build a future for himself as a single superstar since Walter Bollett departed at the top of the season. Gary Reed started his CMV career years ago as a singles competitor, but he's been finding it hard to acclimate once again. More recently, picking up some wins, though. The series of 5-star clashes he had with Sawakage last month certainly put him on the map, enough to make him a part of the Anarchy Championship match at DEF CON. Brian Jacobson sending some love upstairs. Jacobson turning Valentine around in the corner, gets an elbow shot out at him. Subject Zero coming in to ruin the fun between the POV and the GOAT. Rope hunt, swinging neckbreaker. He just decides to leave them alone, though. Keep his focus on Gary Reed, who evidently owes him some lunch money or something. Oh, it's Adam Valentine setting up for here, though. Anarchy Champ could be in trouble. Stalling brainbuster. The bell has just been rung. Brian Jacobson, though, still got some fight left in him, and that's good to know because he's going to need all the fight he can bring at DEF CON. Again, all 8 superstars are going to be active at the same time. Falls count anywhere, no countouts, no disqualifications. The superstar with the most pinfalls or submissions at the end of 20 minutes will be the official CMV Anarchy champion. Brian Jacobson with some shoulder checks here to Gary Reed, tosses him out of the ring though, and I think Reed believes Brian Jacobson to be taken care of, but oh, not so much. That did not connect. That didn't even almost connect, that double axe handle. Being the good guy that he is, Gary Reed still sold. Another swinging neckbreaker by Adam Valentine. Both he and Jacobson trying to take a chunk out of each other. Forearm smash. Ooh, gets a punch right up under the pec. Fireman's carry in retaliation. Jacobson with a K2. Gotta love the homage. Subject Zero. Heavy hits of his stone fists. Those ham hocks, those soup bones, Cole. Now, you do not want to start exchanging fisticuffs with Subject Zero. Brian Jacobson knows that, trying to go for the legs. Take Subject Zero down a bit. Oh, how about a leg drop bulldog for you? Yeah, that's still K2. Gary Reed. Like running into a brick wall, man. I've said it once, I'll say it again. That's why we call him the brick wall. Stop to the quad, though. Gary Reed knows how to play this game. The Dragon with a double axe handle that actually connects. Oh, there's the rolling armbar, a maneuver he has used to end the careers of CMV superstars in the past, and Subject Zero just instantaneously, almost with ease, escapes. Jacobson now gonna be a pancake on the canvas. T-bone suplex from Subject Zero. And a leg lariat acting as the cherry on top. Jacobson running himself out onto the apron. Adam Valentine and Gary Reed taking their fight up the ramp. This to a one-on-one a couple of weeks ago. Didn't end up getting to see it though because the broadcast got cut early. Hang on, Subject Zero. I didn't even realize what he was setting up for there. A freaking exploder suplex from the apron into the ring. And how the hell did Jacobson kick out of that? Before he can worry about Subject Zero though, Gary Reed coming right after him. Something for a jackhammer? Brian Jacobson about to hit a jackhammer? What's he doing? Okay. Stalling vertical suplex. I was getting jackhammer vibes. Jacobson, hang on a minute. Uranagi out of the pump handle setup, and that's going to put Gary Reed in dangerous waters. The POV of CMV has got him lined up. Virtue signal. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, but a kick out. The tenacity of Gary Reed. Look at Adam Valentine. Even he's surprised. Thought he was going to have to break up the pin himself. Sleeper slam. Takes out Brian Jacobson. Collar and elbow battling for control. Reed and Valentine. A back suplex going to give the GOAT the upper hand, but as he turns his back, Subject Zero waiting for him. And just trying to cave in his skull with these slams. Reed just does not know how to stay down, huh? Got right back into the fight. And going straight after Subject Zero, no less. Big kick to the chest. Jacobson quickly bringing himself back into the fight. Subject Zero used as a weapon. Whoa! And the 300-pounder, like a freaking fly swatter. Breaking up the camel clutch. Jacobson face down. Looks like he might not be a factor any longer in this match as Reed goes to the pin on Valentine. Gosh, Jacobson, there we go. I thought he was dead for a second. He was completely motionless. Yakuza kick by Adam Valentine. Broken up by Jacobson. And again, just a taste of the chaos we can expect to take place in the DEF CON match. Hang on, Valentine, vintage GOAT with the slapjack. 1, 2, Dorian Valentine steals it as Jacobson and Zero were so focused on each other, they didn't see the pin going down. Adam Valentine has spent years chasing after the Anarchy Championship. Will DEF CON finally be where, believe it or not, he wins his first ever singles championship? Will the GOAT of CMV become the new Anarchy champion at DEF CON? Just showed us all how crafty he can be, and a match like the DEF CON match is definitely going to require some craftiness. And into our co-main event we go. My beauties, before the show caps off with Shea Hoxton defending his international championship against Supremacy. The big question being, can Shea Hoxton focus on the international championship and Supremacy with DEF CON in the biggest match in not only his career, but in CMV history, days away at DEF CON. First, though, it is champion versus champion. I didn't even realize that, as the European champion, George King, takes on one half of the CMV undisputed, or unified rather, world tag team champions, Quantum. And there's another question permeating throughout the CMV universe right now. Who is Quantum's partner going to be for DEF CON? We know, the only thing we know is that it is a former member of X-Gen. He has revealed that much. But guys, if you don't know, there's been upwards of 7 members of X-Gen throughout CMV history. I mean, a lot of people are guessing it's going to be Paul Devine. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Because like I said, there's been, I think, maybe 8, 9, possibly even 10 other members of X-Gen throughout CMV history. And of course, we know that George King's Knights, the Kingdom, will be the ones challenging Quantum and whomever his partner will be for those tag team titles at DEF CON. This is certainly an old rivalry being revisited, though, from the unmatched days. And right out of the gate, we get a sounding of the 7th trumpet. Quantum trying to make quick work of George King. George King's presence already been felt here tonight on Supremacy. Earlier tonight, costing Killian Red his match against Dada. Oh, nice STO by the European champion. There's been a lot of dissension in the ranks of the Kingdom these last few weeks. George King been trying desperately to get his soldiers back in line, and he told Max Ryder specifically, I got you that shot at the tag team titles. Don't fail me. This is your last opportunity to prove your loyalty. So basically, it's do or die for Max Ryder at DEF CON, as he and Joe Dirt will challenge X-Gen for the tag team titles. Ooh, King. The side of his head clipped off the steel post there. I don't know George King's strategy. Trying to get under the skin of Killian Red more so than he already has. I don't know why you would want to piss off someone like Killian Red. But we've seen the strategy work for George King in the past. He knocked off Killian Red one-on-one just a few weeks ago. And we saw it even earlier in the season when George King defeated Chris Danger. Spent months just mercilessly hounding him and trying to get into his head. That's how George King likes to operate. Tell you what, Quantum's about to get into George King's head with those mounted punches. Jeez. Hammering away. Quantum trying for a powerbomb. George King able to toss him. Oh, and hang on a minute. Killian Red not going to wait until DEF CON. He's coming out. Well, George King, you wanted to get under Killian Red's skin, and I think you successfully have. Now it's Killian Red causing distraction. Quantum going to capitalize with his super kick to the back of the head. But King takes it like a champ, getting right back into the fight. At least Killian Red actually came out here. George King earlier during Red's match just played some music to distract the big man. Red actually came out here like, I ain't running, I ain't hiding. I'm ready. I'm ready for a fight. Much like Dada earlier, though, Quantum not going to shy away from taking the opening. And just as soon as Killian Red appeared, he is gone. He wants to know. He wants to let George King know. You want inside my head? Come on in. I'll welcome you. Stop to the lower back. Quantum looking up at the likes as George King smacks his arm off the canvas into a pinfall attempt Only a 1 count for the European champion. Gonna continue to try and target the arms here. Quantum not about that life though. Bicycle lariat, just about taking his head off. Just about taking off his man bun. Gonna try for that power bomb again. A nod to Killian Red perhaps. This time he gets it. A deep impact. Looking for some boxing. George King says, I got you. You want to fight? Let's fight. Powerbomb of his own. George King. You see how frequently he's going for pins. He wants this match to be over sooner rather than later. Standing over Quantum, mocking him. Pulled into a front headlock, gets a European uppercut. Ooh, nice block of the exploder suplex attempt. Quantum looking for that Hadouken. The double palm to the heart. Off the ropes, get a little flying clothesline. A standing leg drop too. Back in the 80s with this offense from George King. Bump handle into the Samoan drop. Hooks the leg, this King, confident this will be enough to get him the win, and will it? No! The Future Man remaining resilient for the time being. Might not last much longer, though. Royal flush. 1, 2. George King. You know, he was so worried about getting in Killian Red's head. He might be in his own head, though. Judging by that expression on his face. That's what happens when you make a lot of enemies, George King. Go through life calling everyone else a peasant. Even your own soldiers are starting to turn against you. Quantum with a float over DDT. Tries to go for the 24th punch. But George King knows him too well. Going for a sharpshooter? Yes, sharpshooter. But I think it was the first time I've ever seen George King apply a sharpshooter before. You can tell how much pain Quantum is in. Able to grit his teeth, though. Survive through it. Double kick to the gut. The Future Shock DDT from the Future Man. 1, 2. Had a feeling this one was going to steal the show. A lot of old, bad blood between these two resurfacing. Throwing Killian Red into the mix. Snap power slam by Quantum. There's the Hadouken, but again, blocked by George King. Hammerlock, didn't see the elbow. The Hadouken, a 3rd time. Gets halted with a little cheeky jab. Will the 4th time be the charm? If Quantum gets a chance. Now George King's got his arm all tied up. Trying to fight to his feet. The 6th time tag team champion, record setting. Set to defend those titles at DEF CON against the Kingdom. Who will his partner be, though? Will it be Paul Devine? Will it be Jeremy Blake? Will it be Duo Maxwell? Will it be Blizzard? Will it be, who knows? Tim LaFave? Will it be, I don't know, man. Then it's set by Quantum. Unable to grab the dub. George King coming through. Oh! Talk about a punch. Down you go. And now into the corner. Quantum lines up his shot. 24th punch. Wham, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. 1, 2. But George King with a jaw of steel, it would appear. Big shots getting landed. George King may have kicked out of the 24th punch, but it's clear that he's in La La Land right now. Gotta wake up. chest. Like knives. George King going for the sharpshooter again. Trying to get this move over. And I think he will if Quantum is forced to tap. Nowhere near the ropes. Got to find a way out of this one again. And he does. Irish whip into the corner. Watch out, referee Johnson. Don't think you want to get between these two right now. Ooh, Ricochet's out of the corner. Shades of voice Vindy with the vindication. Double-handed bulldog. Double axe handle gets winded up. Quantum, as he is the future man, saw it coming. Another bicycle clothesline. Another 2 count. Neither one of these guys will stay down. They're too hard-headed. Even though they've each got much more important matches coming at DEF CON. Championships at stake. Drop kick. You see how George King drop kicked the rope, though, forcing it to ricochet into Quantum's neck. Very meticulous is George King and his assault. Busting Quantum open now off a fist drop. You can see the little bit of blood starting to pour from just under Quantum's hairline. Oh boy, up against the ropes. Using the ring like a tag team partner right there. An assisted sit-out powerbomb. And now over the shoulders again. No place Quantum wants to be as his back is bent over the knee. Vintage George King. 1, 2, 3, and the King stands tall after a hell of a fight. Even with the hello from Killian Red, George King able to, like a ram, just bull his way through this match with Quantum. Both men taking some hits. If Quantum would have been able to get off that Hadouken, you got to imagine the outcome of this match probably would have been a different. There's George King ready for a pissed off Killian Red and a chairs match at DEF CON. Main event time indeed here on Supremacy number 28. The go-home edition before what very well may be one of the most anticipated pay-per-views in recent CMV memory. DEF CON, the main event, the final battle, the end of the world, as Chris Proudfoot, Shay Hoxton, and Jason Spade face off to see who will leave as the CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion and the NGCW Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Once and for all, who is the better man? But first, Shay Hoxton has to find a way, if he can, to focus on that international championship of his as he gets set to defend against Sarasi, who knocked off Shay Hoxton in a non-title match a couple of weeks ago, earning him this shot. At first, we thought Sarasi was only sticking around for that match, but after defeating Shay Hoxton, decided to stay on, signing a new CMV contract for the foreseeable future. So excited to have Sarasi being a part of CMV once again. You God damn it. God damn it. So close. So close. We made it to the freaking main event. I had to turn on entrances. That's my fault. If I would have left off entrances, it probably wouldn't have crashed, but I felt like challenging the game. It's my fault. I should know better. Wait. It shouldn't reset the main event, though. It'll probably reset some other matches, but at least I won't have to reset everything. I had to push it. I had to poke it. Ooh, it might even just pick up still. Ooh, it did! Maybe it saved all the results then. Okay, look at that. Not so bad. Not so bad. That's the kind of crash I like. That's the kind of crash I like. It needed to do its mandatory one crash, but at least it saved us the results. It met us halfway, you know? It said, hey, I'm going to crash, but I won't reset everything on you. I'll take it. I'll take it, 2K. You got to get your crash in. I get it. As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, main event time, CMV International Championship on the line. Sarasi signing a new contract, sticking around, looks to become the new international champion as he challenges Shay Hoxton. And can the gambling man focus on the task at hand, knowing he is just days away from not just the biggest match in his career, but the biggest match in CMV history, and perhaps the biggest match in wrestling history itself. All or nothing, the final battle, the end of the world. Fans just screaming one fall. I don't think we've come up with a name for this guy, our ring announcer who doesn't actually speak. He just moves his lips for all our deaf fans at home. But here he comes, Sarasi, a former CMV Tag Team Champion, has never held singles gold, though, and his many iterations in CMV. Boy who could, knocking off Shay Hoxton a couple weeks ago in non-title confrontation. Upon signing his contract, earning this shot with the title actually on the line, man. Supremacy is walking into this one with everything on his side. The momentum, the odds. I just don't see Hoxton being able to focus. But then again, we've seen Hoxton many times when his back is pushed up against the wall. That's when he becomes most dangerous, like a rabid dog. That's when he bites. And as we've seen even more often, not against using the rules, bending him to survive. Just look at his last two defenses of the International Championship against Andrew Briggs. Both times, the first time, Shay Hoxton got Andrew Briggs disqualified by throwing him into tailcoat Val. And the second time, Mr. Slate ended the show early before the match could start. So Andrew Briggs never even got the opportunity. There's one thing you can say about Shay Hoxton, man. He knows how to weasel his way out of a sticky situation. But I don't think there's going to be any weaseling tonight. And there certainly won't be any weaseling at DEF CON. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. I don't think Hoxton wants to run or hide from that match. But this one's a different story. Hoxton, one of the longest reigning international champions of all time, won that title the first episode of this season at Winterfest, dethroning Bob Luger. And he's held it tightly ever since. Poetic that Shay Hoxton faces a man from his past, a man he shared a locker room with in NGCW, just days away from DEF CON, where the NGCW Championship will be at stake. By this time next week, we could see Shay Hoxton making his entrance with the CMV Undisputed Championship slung over his shoulder. The question is, will he still have the international title draped over the other one? Supremacy has had a rough couple of years. The appearances he's made in CMV have been very personal, coming to the aid of Jason Spade at Cause and Effect. But now it's time to do something for himself. He signed that contract, now he's getting the shot. Look at how Hoxton turns his back to Supremacy. Even in the intro to the title match, manages to get in one little last bit of disrespect. Hoxton longingly looking at that championship. Even Hoxton's got to know that the odds are stacked against him here. The deck is stacked against him. The odds not in his favor. And he's a gambling man. So he knows the odds. He knows the stakes. Collar and elbow tie up to start things off nice and slow. Hoxton, I actually like the look of that. That tells me that maybe he's a bit more calm and collected than we thought. Maybe his mind is in the right place. Now goes for an enziguri. Back to the collar double tie-up, and Hoxton as the bigger man, able to overpower Supremacy, bullying him to the ground. Closed fist to the gut, and now digging for gold. Stretching back the nose of Supremacy, leaving him exposed for a stomp down onto the back of the neck. And not a minute in this match, Hoxton's already found a chance to gloat. Using the ring, that's what I'm talking about. Supremacy, the victim of Hoxton's rule bending. And watch that 5 count. International Championship on the line. Hoxton has the champion's advantage. Title can't change hands on a count out or a disqualification, and we've seen Hoxton on more than one occasion use that champion's advantage to remain champion. Not only as international champion, in the past as Anarchy champion too. Stalling vertical suplex. This match is not starting very well for Supremacy. Kind of the contrast of their last outing a couple of weeks ago. Hoxton pinning Supremacy to the canvas, knee to the back of his head. This has been all Hoxton. Goes low. Supremacy waiting though with a clothesline. Finding his opening, taking a second to work out a kink in his shoulder. Supremacy, very patient. Stomps to the chest of Hoxton as he trapped there in the corner. And what a knee! Scraping some of the skin off of the nose of Hoxton, I think. And look at that positioning. Perched on the top rope, Supremacy biding his time. Hoxton to his feet, has no idea what's incoming. Oh man, all of his body weight just dropped across the chest of Hoxton like an atom bomb. There's a precise knee drop to the chest. This has been a much more slow-paced match than I imagined it would be. Chops away the hand of Supremacy. Now starting to pick things up a little bit. Into the front headlock we go. Snap vertical suplex by the challenger. Attempted dropkick gets sidestepped by Hoxton. Gets off a kick to the midsection, tucked between the legs. Could be a power bomb. It is a power bomb. He's going to throw Supremacy out of the ring. Oh, but landing on the ropes instead. Look at Hoxton tapping his head. Got to admit, Hoxton is what I would call a thinking man's wrestler. There's not a step Hoxton takes without meticulously thinking about it first. Always goes into a match with a game plan. More often than not, that game plan involves breaking the rules and cheating. Oh, we've already seen it a couple of occasions in this match. Referee Johnson hopefully is not as lenient as some referees have been in the past with Hoxton. Another knee right across the nose. But from his back, Hoxton able to get up a kick. Stuns Supremacy just long enough for the international champion to regain his composure. Slap across the face. A lot of Hoxton's offense. What a super kick. And before Supremacy could drop like a sack of stones, ties him up in that straitjacket German suplex. Calf kick from Supremacy, going to be a no-go. Back to the front headlock. Snapmare. Hoxton wants to slow things down. Supremacy, the high flyer, the more agile, the more athletic. Between the two, Hoxton knows it. There's one thing I'll say about Hoxton. We all know I don't like the guy personally. But he learned from the last match these two had. He's not coming into this one making the same mistakes. He's going to use what caused him to lose last time against, okay, that was weird, against Supremacy, as we've seen him do so far. Supremacy's trying to get free. Hoxton doing such a good job, though, of keeping him off his feet and just working on various different body parts to wear him down. Another stomp on the back of the neck. And now Supremacy busted open off a stomp to the forehead. Reality check for the boy who could. We've seen this before from Shea Hoxton, mercilessly, coldly, viciously punting Supremacy right across the head. And it's enough for him to retain the International Championship. I gotta give it up to Hoxton, man. I did not think he would be able to focus, but he more than focused. He came out here and virtually dominated Supremacy. Now wait a minute. Hang on. It's not going to be enough. Hoxton wants to send one last message to Chris Proudfoot and Jason Spade as he beats down the defenseless Supremacy. Repeated stomps until the referee has to pull him off. And the picture I should say, Shea Hoxton wants to paint is becoming pretty clear.